Shalom, berakah and Havarim. Today I'm going to be reading Yoel to you, Joel. So let's get started. Chapter 1. The word of Yahweh came to Yoel, son of Pethuel. Hear this, you elders, and give ear, all you inhabitants of the land. Has this been in your days, or even in the days of your fathers? Relate to your children, and your children to their children, and their children to the generation after them. What is the gnawing locust left? The swarming locust has eaten, and what the swarming locust left, the crawling locust has eaten, and what the crawling locust left, the consuming locust has eaten. Wake up, you drunkards, and weep, and wail, all you drinkers of wine, on account of the new wine, for it has been cut off from your mouth. For a nation has come up against my land, strong and innumerable. Its teeth are the teeth of a lion, and it has the fangs of a lioness. It has laid waste my vine, and splintered my fig tree. It has made it entirely bare, and cast it away. Its branches became white, wailing like a maiden girded with sackcloth for the husband of her youth. The grain offering and the drink offering have been cut off from the house of Yahweh, and the Kohanim, servants of Yahweh, have mourned. The field is ravaged, the ground has mourned, for the grain is ruined, the new wine has dried up, and the oil fails. The farmers are ashamed, the vineyardresses wail over the wheat and over the barley. For the harvest of the field is destroyed, the vine has dried up, and the fig tree droops. Pomegranate, also palm and apple tree, all the trees of the field are dried up, because joy has dried up among the sons of men. Gird yourself and lament, you Kohanim, wail, you attendants of the altar. Come lie all night in sackcloth, you attendants of my Elohim, for the grain offering and the drink offering are withheld from the harvest of your Elohim. Kodesh a fast, call an assembly, gather the elders, all the inhabitants of the land, into the house of Yahweh your Elohim, and cry out to Yahweh. Alas, for the day of Yahweh is near, and it has come as destruction from El Shaddai. It is not the food cut off before our eyes, joy and gladness from the house of our Elohim. The seed has rotted under the clods. Storehouses are laid waste, granaries are broken down, for the grain has withered. How the beasts mourn, and the herds of cattle are restless, because they have no pasture. The flocks of sheep also perish. I cry to you, Yahweh, for fire has consumed the pastures of the wilderness, and the flame has lit on fire all the trees of the field. Even the beasts of the field cry out to you, for the water streams are dried up, and fire has consumed the pastures of the wilderness. Chapter 2. Blow a ram's horn in Zion, the sound of an alarm in my Kodesh mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the earth tremble, for the day of Yahweh is coming, for it is near. A day of darkness and gloom, a day of clouds, dense clouds like the morning clouds spread over the mountains. A people, many and strong, like whom has never been, nor shall there ever be again after them, to the years of many generations. Ahead of them a fire has consumed, and behind them flame burns. Before them the land is like the Garden of Eden, and behind them a deserted waste, and from them there is no escape. Their appearance is like the appearance of horses, and they run like steeds. As the noise of chariots they leap over mountain tops. As the noise of a flaming fire consuming stubble. As a mighty people placed In battle array, before them people are in anguish, all faces become flushed. They run like mighty men, they climb the wall like men of battle. Every one goes on his way, and they do not break ranks. They do not press one another. Every one goes in his path. They fall among weapons, but they do not stop. They rush on the city, they run on the wall. They climb into the houses, and they enter at all the windows like a thief. The earth shall tremble before them, the Shamaim shall shake, the sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars withdraw their brightness. And Yahweh shall give forth his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For mighty is the doer of his word, for every day of Yahweh is great and very awesome, and who can bear it? Yet even now declares Yahweh, turn to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning, and tear your heart, not your garments, and turn back to Yahweh your Elohim, for he shows favour and is compassionate, patient, and of great kindness, and he shall relent concerning the evil. Who knows, he might turn and relent and leave a berakah behind him, a grain offering and a drink offering for Yahweh your Elohim. Blow a ram's horn in Zion, kadosh a fast, call an assembly, gather the people, Qodesh the assembly, gather the elders, gather the children, and those that nurse on breasts. Let the bridegroom come out of his room, and the bride from her dressing room. Let the Kohanim, servants of Yahweh, weep between the porch and the altar. And let them say, spare your people, O Yahweh, and do not give your inheritance to reproach, for the Gentiles to rule over them. Why should they say among the people, where is your Elohim? And let Yahweh be jealous for his land and spare his people. And let Yahweh answer and say to his people, see, I am sending you the grain and the new wine and the oil, and you shall be satisfied by them. And no longer do I make you a reproach among the Gentiles. And the northerner I shall remove far from you, and drive him away into a dry and deserted land, with his face towards the eastern sea, and his rear towards the western sea, and his stench shall come up, and his smell rise, for he has done greatness. Do not fear, O land, be glad and rejoice, for Yahweh has done greatness. Do not fear, you beasts of the field, for the pasture of the wilderness shall spring forth, and the trees shall bear its fruit, and the fig tree and the vine shall yield their strength. And you, children of Zion, be glad, and rejoice in Yahweh your Elohim, for he shall give you the teacher of righteousness, and cause the rain to come down for you, and the former rain and the latter rain as before. And the threshing floor shall be filled with grain, and the vats shall overflow with new wine and oil. Then I shall repay you the years that the swarming locusts have eaten, and the crawling locusts, and the consuming locusts, and the gnawing locusts, my great army which I sent among you. Then you shall eat and be satisfied, and shall praise the name of Yahweh your Elohim, who has done with you so wondrously. And my people shall never be put to shame, and you shall know that I am in the midst of Yisrael, and that I am Yahweh your Elohim, and there is no one else, and my people shall never be put to shame. And after this it shall be that I pour out my Ruach on all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your old men dream dreams, and your young men see visions. And also on the male servant and on the female servant I shall pour out my Ruach in those days. And I shall give signs in the Shamaim, and upon the earth, blood and fire and columns of smoke. The sun is turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the coming of the great and awesome day of Yahweh. And it shall be that everyone who calls on the name of Yahweh shall be delivered. For on Mount Zion and in Jerusalem there shall be an escape, as Yahweh has said, and among the remnant whom Yahweh calls. Chapter 3. For look, in those days and at the time when I turn back the captive of Yehudah and Jerusalem, Then I shall gather all Gentiles and bring them down to the valley of Yehoshaphat, and shall enter into judgment with them there for my people, my inheritance, Yisrael, whom they have scattered among the Gentiles, and they have divided up my land. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a young man for a whore, and sold a girl for wine, and drank it. And also, what are you to me, O Sor and Sidon, and all the coasts of Peleshith? Are you repaying me? And if you are repaying me, I would swiftly and speedily return your reward on your own head. For you have taken my silver and my gold, and brought my treasures into your temples, and the people of Yehudah and the people of Jerusalem you have sold to the sons of Yawan, to remove them far from their borders. See, I am stirring up out of the place to which you have sold them, and I shall turn on your own head what you have done, and shall sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the people of Yehudah, and they shall sell them to the Shebusites, to a nation far off. For Yahweh has spoken. Proclaim this among the Gentiles, prepare for battle, wake up the mighty men, let all men of battle draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Hasten and come, all you Gentiles, and gather together all around. O Yahweh, let your mighty men come down. Let the Gentiles be aroused and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there I shall sit to judge all the Gentiles on every side. Put in the stickle, for the harvest has grown ripe. Come, go down, for the winepress is filled. The vats overflow, for their evil is great. Crowds, crowds in the valley of decision. For the day of Yahweh is near, in the valley of decision. Sun and moon shall become dark, and stars shall withdraw their brightness. And Yahweh shall roar from Zion, and give forth his voice from Jerusalem, and the Shamaim and the earth shall shake, but Yahweh shall be a refuge for all his people, and a stronghold for the children of Israel. Then you shall know that I am Yahweh your Elohim, dwelling in Zion, my Qodesh mountain, and Jerusalem shall be Qodesh, and foreigners shall not pass through her again. And it shall be in that day the mountains drip with new wine, and the hills overflow with milk, and all the streams of Yehudah shall be filled with water, and the fountain flow from the house of Yahweh, and water the Wadi Shittim. Mitzrayim shall become a ruin, and Edom a ruin and a wilderness, because of violence done to the people of Yehudah, whose innocent blood they shed in their land. But Yehudah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem to all generations. And I shall avenge their blood, which I have not avenged, and Yahweh shall be dwelling in Zion. I pray this reading was a berakah unto all that hear. Much shalom and ehav to you all. Mishpachah and Havarim.